Lesson number 99 is about fraction decimal percent equivalence. And that just means we want to make everything equal to each other. So we have tables that will look like this. And they're always going to be fraction on the left-hand column, decimal in the center column, and percent on the right-hand column. Now in order to solve the problem, we're given one of the three, and we need to figure out what the other two would be. So if our fraction is 1/2, well, that means 1 out of 2. Our decimal must be 0.5 because 1/2 is equal to 5/10, and we know 5/10 can be written as a decimal as 0.5. Now our percent, remember percents are always out of 100, so if we had 5/10, that would be the same as 50 out of 100 if we multiplied both numbers times 10. So 50 out of 100 must be 50%. When we have a fraction decimal percent equivalent table, this is all that we have to do to solve. Now our next problem, we'll use a different color. If we have 0.3 as our decimal, that's 3/10. So our fraction must be 3/10. That's why we practice saying the correct technical terms of decimals. Rather than just saying 0.3, if we can see this as 3/10, we've already figured out what our fraction answer is. Now 0.3 is the same thing as 0.30 or 30 hundredths. So we must have a percent of 30% because our percents are always out of 100. We're on to our last row. 40%. Well, 40% must be 40 hundredths. And if we divide both of those numbers by 10, we're going to reduce this to 4/10. And 4/10, well, we could write that as a decimal, as 0.4, because that means 4/10. Now our fraction, well, we've already written part of it, 4/10. We need to reduce our fractions to lowest terms every single time we can. So 4/10 is going to be equal to 2/5 when we cut both of our numbers in half. So we've got our final answer. 2/5. Whenever we see a fraction decimal percent equivalent table, we want to take one step at a time. It doesn't matter if you work from the left to the right, or the right to the left, or the center to the left and then the right, or some other method, as long as you get all the boxes filled in. Remember to say the decimals with their proper place value. Percents are always out of 100, and fractions are always reduced to their lowest terms. That's all that we've got for our lesson today for lesson number 99. Our lesson practice will be on page 531. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.